Tashidele Geshala.
Tashidele.
Tashidele. Geshala, everyone.
Tashidele Geshala.
Tashidele, everyone.
Hi, Geshala. Tashidele.
Tashidele.
Tashidele Geshala.
Tashidele.
So we'll start with prostration. Namo manjo shri Namo su shri Namo Dhamma shri soha O Namo manjo shri Namo su shri Namo Dhamma shri soha O Namo manjo shri Namo su shri Namo Dhamma shri soha Toge jona la jangjo manu nani gyazu ji Toge junye gibe tsona gi Drola pinche sangye droba jo Bege juji me dojang Shira li shi ni de ge ba di Sangye jindo mi de wa ye Roge nanda shi ha ju ba jo Hitan guru rana menda la ka niya ayan mi
그래서 운동을 지금 인딩이 나가 대라도 뜬바 투고 뭐 쌌다. 뭐랑 그든지 짜이라면 말 뜬바 투고 뭐 쌌다니. 다데 탕고도 초주자가 세다 저거 봐. 강대 슈리요 선배바지. 다 요새 디진 나가네. 나근다 우연에 우야 오늘 요새 디진 나가. 야 티니. 야랑 너무 봤어. 너무 맞춰서 사지. 얘는 맞담배 가라. 지와 새로 토마미 반사 디바 건가 나보고 넘어지는 봐. 나팅이 틀리마. 나가는 봐. 예수 사도스 메바지. 다데 예네송 니가리아 송 니가리 마송 도세. 미 바정다 지바지 장시. 정갑고.
Yeah, we do breathing meditations. Visualize Buddha Shakyamuni in the space in front of us, whose nature is no different from our Guru. Buddha Shakyamuni is surrounded by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then we visualize, when we breathe in, we visualize the blessing, Buddha Shakyamuni together with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, light rays radiate, together with nectar of white, red, and blue. When we breathe in, we visualize, we breathe in the light nectars of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas into our body. And when we breathe out, we visualize all our negativities, suffering, sicknesses in the form of black smoke or liquid come out from our body together with the out breath and vanish in the space. So the first set of 3 times breathing, 3 times of breathing, we breathe in with our left nostril and breathe out with our we breathe in with our right nostril and breathe out with our left nostril. Second set of 3 times of breathing, we breathe in with left nostril and breathe out with our right nostril. And third set of 3 times of breathing, we breathe in and out with both nostrils, doing the same visualization.
동아 진나 있으면 제대로 통지. ran dewan de bana dewan de chi tsum da ran dengan de dengan de bana chi dengan de chi tsum chi da de dunga de chi da dewan de ja da lan do kolo chi ba dengan ba hin yo de ka ki chi ja und de da de chi man de na da kan da ran ge mama ji chi ja ma shi ba na thon chi ma chi ba yu de de kan da lan do kolo chi ba dengan ba hin yo de ka ki chi ja mun de chi man na de wa pisin so ba de na chi ma ro de
All sentient beings are exactly like oneself in terms of wanting happiness and not wanting sufferings. However, not knowing the object of adoptions and abandonment properly, we only create the karma that bring forth the result of sufferings. All sentient beings have been our mothers, and their kindness to us is exactly the same as the mothers of this life. So in your heart, in your mind, cultivate loving kindness, thinking that may all sentient beings have happiness.
동아 진나 있으면 제대로 통지 고소 좀 문디비 초 타다다 터는 쯤마로 양비 민지 공셔스.
Next, we cultivate compassion, thinking, may all sentient beings, three doors, be free from suffering.
동아 진나 있으면 제대로 통지 코어다는 손그 동아리야 그 게데 쓸어 보고 되는 게는 내랑라 보죠 대디 내가서 양다가 좀 상지지 보랑 공부하는 게 이바데네 이바데 쓸어서 양다가 좀 상지를 해봐 시네 그래서 이제 통지도 상지지 공부도 마셔 change with.
Next, we cultivate bodhicitta thinking. Who has the responsibility to free all sentient beings from sufferings? I have the responsibility to free all sentient beings from sufferings. However, now I do not have the ability, like Buddha, like those who have achieved the perfect complete enlightenment. Only those who have achieved this perfect complete enlightenment have the power, have the ability to free all sentient beings from sufferings. For the sake of all sentient beings, I want to become Buddha.
是的，娘给去肯定的让一这个这这样的民家大要在你是等于东北人，就是上当就是说，去是的，娘给去肯定的去汤去让一这个这样的，等于民家大要在你上等于也上当就是。
Next, we meditate on emptiness. All phenomena, internal phenomena, and external phenomena, not even one atom is established inherently. And they free all phenomena exist imputed by names.
추신이 년에 추기도 지금 인사도 공원들 해보시 세탁쇼스.
So for the sake of all sentient beings, I want to become Buddha. For this purpose, I'm going to receive the teachings and put it into practice.
Yeah, thank you. But
today I'm going to explain developing respect for the Dharma and those who teach the Dharma.
That to be song, Sijishide, did some of the Majiba cousin Jishis, Sijishia, Tibic, and he went to Tibet, 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 and Tibet. Did Sijig tender the lovers of Tendachi, the Dembashi, Chatande, Depe, Sitavashila, Stamp and Yanichi, Pish, yours, did some of the Majiba, that Dodojin is.
So previously I talked about verses about listening. Through listening, you come to know the phenomena. Through listening, bad actions are reversed. Through listening, the meaningless is abandoned. Through listening, nirvana is achieved. So I explained this verse by linking it to 3 trainings, and I also linking this verse to 4 Noble Truths as well. So it's something that worth thinking about it and then to keep in our mind so that we can put it into practice.
That didn't answer Sajini with the Chimol and Ruchi saying you've been dole. That conduct chu, Shiola, conduct Chida Digi, Kubachiba. That conduct Rinduchi or Kubachia, Sishiwa, someone who Rova, Sishiba, Utashiba, Rova. That conduct Lima used to be TB Tony Rova. That conduct Kuba the TB and the conduct Chimia, yes, Chimma with Dilla. Challenge Mares, challenge the Guatawalas of the Chia Mares. They conduct Chemo with the Kanda Cheba Condition. They conduct Chemo with the Stanjid and on the Hitchini. Stanjid on the Hitchini, bit in the Chin, they conduct Suzola Shilab, the conduct Pinto Unit, the Jill level what the conduct the Stanjid Trilas to be good at the name which the Magiba point he is. They conduct to conduct Chemo with the Dishibu, the Shabbat on the Kanda. There's me good loss of this check with the essay.
Second, from the Sutra of Sitikaba, listen filled with one-pointed faith and respect. That means the meaning of this first verse is we have to listen to the teachings with one-pointed faith and respect, and we should abandon disrespect towards the teachings and towards the guru, towards the Dharma teacher as well. So we must show respect with our 3 doors. Without any mockery nor disrespect for it, then we should not show any disrespect to the teachings and the Dharma teachers, and without any mockery as well, without any despise. And worship the opponents of the Dharma. So worships of the opponent of the Dharma, it has the meaning of showing respect, and it has the meaning of offering service to the Dharma teachers as well. Like for example, offering massage or wash the feet of the Dharma teachers and etc. So it has such it embodies those meanings. It embodies those meanings and producing the notions of them as resembling Buddhas. So we should develop the idea of them as like a Buddha. So we should think of them like a Buddha. So by thinking of them like a Buddha, and then we listen to their teachings with faith and respect, then we will receive blessings and great benefits.
님보다 저니 다 간다 캠바다 저와세 이 카투르 샹사게 송도와 다 네가서 가서 배 구농 제당 최년에 배 상당다 시고로와 다 캠바다 저와세 딜라 간다 네 캠바다 가서 캠바다 저와 딜라 간다 뒤스님 바지나 그것도 셰바지다 시시셰바 먼저와 제스 두바 랭가 먼저 두기도 님 바스다데 돈도와 도데 담보데 뒤스님 바시로와 다 님바데 그것도 셰바세 숨바데 시시셰바세 시바데 먼저 와세 나바데 제스 두바세 두바데 랭가 먼저 와세 데토르다 간다 담보 두도 맞도 생기지로와 이 상상이 된다 되시고.
And in Bodhisattva levels, it says that you should be free from arrogance and towards Dharma, and those who expound the Dharma from content, and you should respect those too. So here, what does it mean is we should listen with the attitudes. With what kind of attitudes? So the first attitude is free of arrogance, right? So here it talks about we should listen to Dharma teachings with 6 attitudes. So we should listen to Dharma teachings with 6 attitudes or with 6 points. So the first point is we should listen to the teachings at the right time. Listen to teachings at the right time. Second is respect. Third is honor or pay homage. Fourth is not getting angry. Fifth is practice accordingly. Sixth is don't seek argument. So the first one is listen at the right time, at an appropriate time or right time. Second is respect. Third is pay homage or honor. Fourth is not getting angry. Fifth is practice accordingly. Sixth is don't seek argument.
다 대송데 간다 데로와 다 디스니 바세 된다데 간다 데레 먼저 취 니비칼라 노마 인타투스루세 간다 취 신기 디비 디셀라다니 디세 투데 메바다 디셀라티네 도시야 슈거 에jen시 치오레 노마 게시포도 투스루지도 게시포도 앞에 제라 차부 베시 베 차베르서도 베 야마페 신주치페 칼라페 제라 차부가라 다 미치니지 베 포도알레 취시로시네 카톨릭이 게시포도하게 주바코네 데리세고다 슈드 조로치르세고 게시포도 거서 시시당하나죠 간다 또 시시당하네서 다데 간다 그것도 지당 가서 데송하데 게시포도 거서 간다 이로와 다 간다 취라 도나티야 돼 람미 뒤라고 따고 해 람미 뒤세라 따고 해 수수 그냥 취시야 돼 나면의 컨텐츠라고 지 많이 받아 간다데 줄세 시고로와 오베 투데히 두세 여바지 취드베 강이나고 드리베 시약 두세 메바 송자 오다데 두세 따가지고 그래서 라미 투 두세 따가서 디사 드리 마레 간다 디사 로마 두세 팠다고 그러면서 취신이 두세라 따가 디요 마레 더 주원도 사리
Yeah, so the first one is listen at an appropriate time or at the right time. What does it mean is in the past, listening to Dharma, when you listen to the Dharma teachings or the Dharma teachings is set according is set at the convenience of the Dharma teachers. Like for example, when the Dharma teachers have time to explain the Dharma teachings, or when the Dharma teachers is at is free of worries. So when the Dharma teachers is free of worries, then you request the Dharma teachings, and Dharma teachers explain the teachings to the one who requests for the teachings. So there is a story about Geshe Potoa. So he was very busy investigating about those texts, those points in the text, and then there came a person, and then he requests the teachings from Geshe Potoa, but Geshe Potoa was very busy with investigating the points in the text. Then Geshe Potoa just scolded the person, and then asked him to leave. So So when we request teachings, we also have to request teachings at the convenience of the Dharma teacher. So however, those those happens in the past, so it's a history. Because nowadays, in this modern world, when the Dharma teachings is held, then it held according to the convenience of the students.
So these are modern 디럭 취준의 샤사라 다 디럭 취준의 디럭 뜻을 다시가 놓으러
Yeah, because it's a modern 21st century teachings. Yeah, so we have to give teachings according to the 21st century way, that we have to look at the time of the students.
지난 것도 도와라 소거는 도와라 가서 유도 딜다시다시 저그래서 손을 유딜했다 봐. 최송다다 최제당 가리는 유딜을 다시가 지고서 유도 뒤가 뒤긴 좋아로 당다 이 여기 네체들라 들라베 최송다 간디 제고도 뒤들라 최송다 간디 제고도 유도 뒤 다시다시 최송 그래서 this 도와는 여러 가지다 상지 소리 this tomorrow.
Yeah, actually in the Vinaya text it mentions that there is a need to when you explain the Dharma teachings, that there are two things to consider. So one is the place, another one is the time. So when you want to give Dharma teachings, you have to consider these 2 points. So this is mentioned in the Vinaya text.
다 님바도 그때 쉐바들와 다 그때 쉐바들 가서 데레 간다 비숍 제바들 또 제바 간다 수술라 취직 라마 페이가라 수술 응원하야 상고야다 야 라마 마슈미라 수소만나서 슈네 부셔내고 참고 데 차피야도 마마 슈미라 라마 마슈전 담보 수소 차피 수소 젤마 되고야 다도 지당 가서 부셔쳐야다 가서 라마 마지 라마디게 소나게 취도 자치고 산지선자 이 데니가라 간다 부셔고요와 인자라 부셔고요래 우리 선자 차다 응어도 당와 소시고 간다 와 그때서와데 더 부셔쳐버려 라마 마피가라 수동문라 야라 lama maju na sulu na dia de lama mashu chane de so so chapi de jel ma te de kushap che ko te she wase.
Yeah, so second point is respect. So respect basically it talks about, like for example, we make prostrations towards the Dharma teachers, or when the Dharma teacher pass by, then if we sit, then if we were sitting, then we have to stand up, and then in order to show respect for the Dharma teachers. And before the Dharma teacher sits down, and then we remain stand up. Instead of the teacher is still standing up, and then we already take the seat already. So this is also an act of disrespect as well. So, and after the Dharma teacher takes his seat, then only we do prostrations towards the Dharma teacher and also the Dharma teachings. So because of the teachings that this Dharma teacher is going to explain is so precious, therefore we have to show respect towards the teachings and the Dharma teachers.
That's somebody the Sishi Sheba Lido. That's Sishi Sheba there, so that Lamagi to road to Chebata. That on the Lamagi Shela Suro Chebata. Lamagi Shashua Zurek and the road. Shashua Zurek and the Sishi Sheba.
Yeah, the third point is pay homage for offering service. Pay homage for offer service. So we can offer our service, like for example, washing the clothes or the robes of the lamas, or we can also offer food or make food for the Dharma teachers. So those are the actions of offering service.
Shiba de Montoa Sindua. That Montoa de that Lami Shawa Kanina Dubala, Della Soto Kanda, Kundo Majepa, Dishigo, Montoa, that Lami Shawa Dubala Kanda, the Soto Pena, Tom Chiada, Kale Kando, the Majepa, the Liji and that Naju Naju Montoa, Naju Montoa, Gaga Toto Mani, Shawa Kanina Jibu, to us.
Fourth point is not getting angry. So what does it mean by not getting angry is when we accomplish the works instructed by the lamas, then we do not get angry. So we do not get angry at accomplishing the works of lama. So what does it mean is we do not show face to the lamas. So if lama asks you to do something, then we do not show face to the Dharma teachers, and we just, we accomplish it happily, so delightfully and happily. So by not showing a black face to the Dharma teachers.
Just do what that just do what the labor and let me get the land of the neck and this is my thing. She right now. Let me think about she so we get a continue to the Tesson go to the Divani, continue to shower candidate land of stain by the Tela so we continue to just do. I know she continue to just do as it is. Or just do as we go.
Fifth point is practice accordingly. Practice accordingly. So we practice according to the instructions of the guru. Like for example, guru explained the object of abandonment and object of adoptions. Then we practice accordingly by engaging, by listening to it, by contemplating it, and by meditating on it to the best of our ability. So in short, is we practice according to the words of the Lama.
That is just a link of Matsuas to Tiro. That link of Matsuas of the Gita and that Lamrim Legacy Chivina, that Tayichang Legacy teachers say, that Tandu Yanja Chigurus, that did cause an issue. Issue that Yichi Chetsan, but Tandu Yanja Chigurus, Anja, Susu Tis, Madiba, Lamalia Surgeon. So that's a did it. And that the tributes of a chair is a single matadi. Tributes of a chair, Google. That the young ones, that you legacy person, Jeva is Tandu Yanja case, the deal can be checked with the fellow. That the young one, Yasoba did it.
Yeah, the sixth point is don't seek argument. So don't seek argument means doesn't refer to Dharma debate. So doesn't refer to a Dharma debate, and it refers to, for example, you argue with the lamas. So if a while ago lamas asked us to do something, and then now lama asks us to do something else again. So then you argue with the lama, saying that just now you already asked me to do something, now you ask me to do something else, and how to do all that. If you argue with the Dharma teachers with bad motivations, that improper motivations is you want to argue with the teachers already. So with this is what it means by don't seek argument with the Dharma teachers or Lama.
That on the new with the Joe and Nishi, and the thing out that on the tree, you got also some under the Kulun the Rich Chibu, yes, Kandarwa, so and you move on to Mandua. That and that is so cheap, they use the money, but so can't end in Maji Pass, leading the Vainata and to go Mariso. You go Maji Vaina, you go Chula, go Maji Vaina. That on the Sishi Shebas over there. They can't do stuff. And that's in a Shashu budget that the Sulu Shannon Dugo, the Sulu Shandu, Chin Yambala Kanda, they are, they do. I didn't delete some in that piece of a child.
Yeah, so these 6 points talks about the correct mental attitudes when we listen to the Dharma teachings, or when we listen to the Dharma teachings, and we should not let our attitudes under the control of the afflictions. So, like for example, we have to listen at an appropriate time. We have to be mindful with the appropriate times, and then it's also not okay to show disrespect to the guru. And when we listen to the teachings, then we have to have these mental attitudes. If we have all these 5 or 6 attitudes present when we listen to the Dharma teachings, then your listening to Dharma teachings become excellent.
That is the choosing the tower chair, but that is choosing the tower the one you move. Choosing the choosing by that thing also 갈리지나 배 이거 말이 추쇼고 지금 샤워 갈리나 근데 바로 보대 치는 건다 만디버스 그러와 취실 제소와데 먼저 들어와 달라미기 취지 셔바이나 내가 남기 때문에 통주 제바데 뒤에 처음에 제다의 지인 지금 모두들 남기 라미나서 응하고는 치 내가다 리기 남기마다 드리템 취지도로 달라마다 취신기 라마다 취니가라 취세다 더 가지고 그래서 취신기 들라 취세 많이 봐 시야기 취들라 취세 많이 봐 어디니다 더 가지고 그랬더니 취세다 더 많이 봐 취세 제바이나 그래서 그 취는 말다 간다 비다보이고요 취다 취 뭐니가라 대바도 그거 쳐버려 해서 왔다
So toward the Dharma and those who expound the Dharma. So it's the Dharma teachings itself and also the Dharma teacher. So we must be free from contempt. So free from contempt is not only it's not something that we have to be. We have to make sure that we do not have this contempt, not only in the Dharma environment, in the Dharma teachings environment, it also in our normal work or conventional working environments, then we should not have this contempt attitude as well. So what does it mean here in this Dharma content is, so we must be free from contempt, meaning that we do not show face, we do not show funny expressions towards the teachings and towards the Dharma teachers as well, by saying that these Dharma teachers, the teachings that he explained is not correct, is not proper, then you show all kinds of facial expressions towards the Dharma teachers and the Dharma teaching. So this is incorrect, and we have to make sure we are free from this contempt.
That's
Yeah. So there is also, besides these 6 attitudes, and there are also 5 points that we have to make sure that we do not bring it to mind. So we should not think about these 5 points as well, which is not on the text. And when we listen to the Dharma teachings, then we should not have the motivations thinking, or the Dharma teachers do not have a pure morality. His morality is degenerated, and he or she doesn't keep their morality well. So we should, when we listen to Dharma teachings, then we have to make sure we do not have such thinking. And second is, we do not have the motivations thinking about the lineage of the Dharma teachers. And here it specifically refers to lower lineage. So low lineage or the lower lineage. So Buddha himself said that to practice Dharma, caste or lineage is not considered. So whether you are from a normal lineage or you are not from a normal lineage, for practicing Dharma, there is no difference. So when we listen to the Dharma teachings, then we should not have such motivation thinking that this Dharma teachers is from lower lineage, and how could I receive Dharma teachings from from this teacher. So we should not have such motivations, or we should not have such thinking as well. If we were to listen to Dharma teachings with these kinds of thinking or motivations, then though you receive the teachings, but you will not receive the blessing.
That somebody she nearby or she nearby. That the reason of Among to check Sonke de Kanda, the Kusu, no cabo in under, Nabo in under, no Kandambo in under, or that Kanda, Shinki Kanza de la Kanda, don't Zemaze, the little one in Taiwan. So that day, she never cope a Zibumundu, Co, Dongi Resha say, the Ligi Junsen, so the church, Nigamisa, the Nicolas on me. 没事，对吧？去写的这全部是不是的？去写包括看啥的，看到什么看到的搞不一样的，哪不一样的，对吧？说到的一的，说到也不一样的，说到也不一样的，一了大要嘛的，看到了大要嘛的是，去写的对吧？去写的一的看到的做了大要嘛的是，对，这样的去的这全部是的，对了看到是对吧？这个东西有个也是。
And the third point is bad appearance. That point is bad appearance. So again, we should not have such motivations, thinking that these Dharma teachers, he do not have a good appearance. He or she doesn't look good, so I don't want to receive Dharma teachings from them. So we should not have such considerations when we receive the Dharma teachings. So Dharma teachers, whether his skin color is of white or black or yellow, then we should not consider his outer appearance. We should not think about his outer appearance. Then we decide whether we want to listen to his her Dharma teachings or not. So we should not have such considerations. So regardless of his appearance, skin colors or his shape and etc., whether he looks good or not, he or she looks good or not, and this is not the things that we should consider, and we should listen to the Dharma teachings with faith, thinking that the teachings that this Dharma teacher gives is precious.
That is what Chindu members are. That Chindu members are the church on Sonke de Sig Dejo loss of Ayabu Mendoza, the many of the teacher Maris, Sig Dejo, Sig Shedan, Sig Dejo, or Sigma Shedan for that Sama, the Shedan for Tangibo, or that Lieutenant, the Lily Ojo Maris and Rock, Sig and Sig Shedan, the Tangibo, Sig Dejo, Shedan, the Yabu Mendoza, the liquid change on the Canada Maris. The rich to hit to him never enough. They found us to choose here for much of a time.
Fourth point is inarticulate. Fourth point is inarticulate. So inarticulate is we should not criticize the Dharma teacher's way of giving the Dharma teachings. Like for example, this Dharma teacher is inarticulate. He doesn't know how to use use a nice word or use a nice word to explain the Dharma teachings. So you just criticize the Dharma teachers for being inarticulate, then you do not listen to the Dharma teaching. So this is also a wrong motivations or not a proper thinking in relation to the Dharma teachers, which we have to abandon. So if we were to listen to the listen to the teachings from these Dharma teachers with such motivations, then it doesn't fulfill the purpose of listening to the teachings.
That is the Titubo, Titu Jimmy. That will Titubo, Lamrim choose on the Sigma Sundat, Nimbo Mudus, Nimbo Mudupe, Shesa Chimudu, the Katube, these two charges in it. That the league is also broken and many other religions were about his own. What that the general another Lamrim choose where to see the Titima. The Tambush in the ship where the neighbor ship where the Joseph Mambo is actually not one. That the Legion June and that this woman June to June, choose sugar June. That is the June of the tower to be has it. Two number of June, ding about the tower to be has it.
And fifth point is harsh words. Fifth point is harsh words. So if we were to criticize the Dharma teachers, saying that the way he gives Dharma teachings is not pleasant, and he doesn't use honorific words in his Dharma teachings, and he always uses those harsh words and etc. We explain the Dharma teachings in a harsh manner, and etc. If we were to criticize Dharma teachers in this way, and this is also not a proper motivations for receiving the Dharma teachings from the Dharma teachers. So in general, Dharma teachers has to give Dharma teachings in a pleasant way, and then with in a way that is pleasant to hear, and etc. But here, what it talks about is, from the student side, they criticize the Dharma teachers for not speaking pleasantly, or for not using honorific words in their Dharma explanations, then this is not a proper motivations for listening the Dharma teachings. Yeah, so here is we should not criticize the teachings, and also we should not criticize the Dharma teachers as well. So previously we talked about practice accordingly, right? So practice according to the words of lamas. So here is we should not, as a Dharma practitioners or as a students, and we should not criticize the Dharma teachers. So, however, if the teachers or lamas, they ask us to do something which is not in accordance with the Dharma, which is contradict with the vows, like for example Bodhisattva vows, and if the instructions of the lamas seems to lead us to the directions of fault, so to the path that will leads to the fault, and there is not necessarily that we have to listen to the Dharma, listen to the instructions of the Guru. So in general, we have to listen to the Dharma, listen to the words or in the instructions of the Guru. However, in particular, if the Lama's instructions is not in accord with the Dharma and against the Bodhisattva vows, or it leads us to the directions and end up will become a fault, then it's not necessarily that we have to listen to the words of the lamas. So even if the lamas do not follow or act accordingly, act according to the Guru's words, then there is no fault in the student side. So it is mentioned in the Vinaya text saying that if it is not in accord with the Dharma, it is to be abandoned. So that which is not in accordance with the Dharma is to be abandoned. So it is not necessarily that whatever the Lama says, then we must follow. So it depends. If it's not in accord with the Dharma, then it's not necessarily to follow. So, however, though we say not necessarily to follow, however, it doesn't mean that we can criticize the Dharma teachers, and then we can lose faith in the Dharma teachers. So, however, we should not do so, and we should just excuse ourselves politely to the Dharma teachers that I'm unable to do that. So you give a reason politely. So, and however, you should not take this as a reason to criticize the teachers.
다 들리습니다. 다 간다 안도인 돈에 도서 수자로 간다 알라마 그 뭐이마만 더 바샤세 이 수자로 다 간다 소소게 라마 인차이 신제라 시 소소게 들리체 뭐이마 마와이나 디 간다 데라 소소게 로다 지야다 라마로 로다 지야다 카토나 들리자와니 제로 마 들리체라니 네바딘이 사고레스 이 네바딘이 사고레 이나고 샤와 들리 두 마루와지 들리지페 네바도 제고도스나 따등이 제투고 말에서 본다서 시잖아 내가 사자원이 요 말이지. 이 상지고로 송사고 상지 송사래 이 자원이 내가 이거 말이고.
Yeah. So as the Vinaya text says, so if it is not in accord with the Dharma, then it is to be abandoned. So once a Dharma teacher has become one's guru or one's lamas, then we should not have any negative attitudes towards the Dharma teachers, like for example, losing faith in the Dharma teachers or criticize or scold the Dharma teachers. And if we were to do so, then we ourselves, the student side, will accumulate faults. And if we are being instructed to do something that is not proper, then we can just excuse ourselves politely to the Dharma teachers, saying that sorry, I'm unable to do that, and etc. So you just excuse politely in this way. Then, as it says in the Vinaya text, that if it's not in accord with the Dharma, is to be abandoned. So if you do not act according to the instructions of the lamas, then it doesn't become a fault. So if you excuse politely.
다 디올랑아서 디 제로를 지송도 다 간다 제로를 러브 보이들라 다 간다 디토를 나서 디지어리 자시 다와 생각서 템바고 구징오마 저러와 템바 구징오마 저래 러바 남지네 가서와 구징오마 저래 근데 지단들은 것도 제럽시 너무도 제럽스와서 제세와 생각서 지단 딜로 거는 가서 비토를 시오디 산지 중딩들 나마 러바 랑지 내가서 빼나 하다미 나 저발라 제와랑 받은 중바세 제세와 되래 제바 로와 제와랑 받은 중바세 제세와 딜로 러스와 되게 데리 러바 랑지 내가서 빼나 제발랍 쳔보 제바 퍼드슈 럽도 빼 야보드는 제바 빼 럽쳔보들이 땡와들라 제와랑 받 대체다 하다미 빼 제와 나소 빼 랑바 대체나 이제 제주서도 배 단다 리나시 제시 다와게 스타시 팔라페나 제발랍 친구 최대 만나시 근데 벤 제발랍 친구 때마들라 럽세고 럽 이제봐 어디 대순당아도 제랍세 딜로고 다 제라는 거 단다 디치들라 제시 다와게다 단다 스타시 팔라 최대나 저 군전들 다시 제보를 해서 dimma 기시 시작시거들이 최니나 내당도시 수속을 수복이 대당다 단단히 대당다 상당다 안들지 구글이 해서 에듀케이션 소 딱하다.
And in Garland of Birth Stories, so Garland of Birth Stories in Tibetan is called Kirap. So Kirap, these two words. So first is Kir. Kir has the meaning of birth or rebirth. So it refers to Buddha Shakyamuni when he was on the path of training. So when he was on the path of training, then he reborn as a god and reborns as human. So he reborns in various forms. And so that is what birth refers to. So this is the first word in Tibetan, Kir. And Rab has the meaning of showing the great or extensive deeds, showing the great and extensive deeds. So just like the conduct of Bodhisattva Chandra or Prince Chandra, so his good deeds of explaining his good deeds of the good deeds of a Prince Chandra. So Rab has the meaning of good, has the meaning of excellent, so has the meaning of excellent excellent and good or great. So he shows the great extensive deeds. So just like the Prince Chandra. So so in these Garland of Birth stories, these two quotations, it talks about when we listen to Dharma teachings, so what kind of facial expressions that we should adopt, and what kind of mental thinking that we should have, and what kind of attitude or behavior that we should have.
But the Chera the Sochi Badrua, the Chera Sochi Badrua, and the that did this one, the Jesse Dawas or the Timbo Kujimuma Chirua. That day, Sula Dongosna, Stasi person, Jabo Contra, call me Jabo Contra, over the Stasi Pearl over the Roa. That Konguma can logical reason, a Konguma, me mamma saying, Misha Sankichi. That the Miss Tuna, Cope, Misha Sankit, Digipe, Rendo Crompe, Juvana. That day, that's only Jesse Dawa, that kind of language like on the church here, that is a logic channel, Logitavina, the Nano Lajan and Logijiva. That day, Logijiva Shimura, the Nano Lajan channel of Logijiva, and Haridus and Deva Mabona, Nano Lajan is the chair. That the reason that the Jesse Dawa, they take under the Langal pay, but they take under co. Stasi Pelin, Toja Bojan, Mimamba Singlan, Levy. Then someone pay Shenajin pay, just our church, transitional church should be called Rekandarwa. That really levy the course in Jalan Levy. Yeah, just our Tula, that on the top of tree near Paji Dilla, or is a Teguni. They call Levy, they call just our Shenamiba, Chonga Mika Levy, Shenachi, Chonga Shenamiba, and the Reconjation. They just our pay Timo pay. All Mando, she's in Panduna, Jumato, just our current Sal Pandoja. They call it just dog, the Turtle Panets and Juni, the Conatrino, just the just our typical, they just doubt her and Roja. Question on Chichi will. There's China cut chicken a chase. They took court this pay Yansen Boda Chani. Miss National machine Chiamers. Senior Kanda to say, the logic is Mambo, that thing, Shumago. Or the Nishi Tak on the Twin Tak on the Jesse Dawala, so Dawago, so that's it, but double contrast or Belama, she Toma, they don't conduct check women, who no conduct check women, or Dima to Shiva, the mother, Mira, the child not like that here.
The church should do it, go on carrying.
No, they don't conduct check women.
So in this Garland of Birth stories, it talks about one of the lives of Buddha Shakyamuni when he was on the path of training. So he was called Prince Chandra. So there is a long story about this Prince Chandra meeting with the son of Sudasa. So this is a long story. So you can refer to Liberation in the Path of Your Hand. So we can refer to this text for the detailed story about Prince Chandra meeting with the son of Sudasa. So this son of, I will just cut the long story short. So this son of Sudasa is, he killed many human beings, and he will eat the man flesh as well. So he's a man flesh eater. And so this happened one day. This Prince Chandra was receiving the Dharma teachings, and this son of Sudasa came to where Prince Chandra was receiving the teachings, and he carried this Prince Chandra away on his shoulder. So many people are very scared of this son of Sudasa because he is a man flesh eater. Yeah. So many people are scared of him. However, this Prince Chandra, though he met, he saw the son of Sudasa and being carried away on the shoulder of son of Sudasa, and this Prince Chandra just remained silent and remained very calm, not being scared, not very fearful like the others. And then he even said to the son of Sudasa, if you want to do anything, it's up to you. So then then the story goes on. Then these two verses comes about. So it talks about when you listen to the Dharma teachings. So after the son of Sudasa being tamed by this Prince Chandra, then Prince Chandra gave teachings to this son of Sudasa, and then these teachings is about the motivations that you should adopt when listening to the Dharma teachings, and how to see it, and what kind of behavior that you should have when you listen to Dharma teachings. So the first line, it talks about sit on a seat that is very low. So this verse comes about after the son of Sudasa developed faith in Prince Chandra, and then Prince Chandra and request Dharma teachings from the Prince Chandra as well. So Prince Chandra said to the son of Sudasa, if you want to listen to Dharma teachings, then you should sit on a seat that is very low. So you should, then son of Sudasa make Prince Chandra to sit on top of a rock, and then the son of Sudasa sit on the floor. Fully develop the glory of discipline, the second line of the verse. Then here it talks about physically and verbally and mentally, then we should listen to the Dharma teachings with humble attitudes. So we should not showing pride or being arrogant, like putting your hands on your on your waist and etc. Is like showing that you show off kind of attitudes. So you should not have those proud appearance. Then you should listen to the Dharma teachings with a humble attitude that should be physically, verbally, and mentally. And third line, see with eyes imbued with joy. So see with eye imbued with joy is we listen to the Dharma teachings from the Dharma teachers with delightful expressions or delightful facial expressions. So not only that in our mind we have this delightful mind listening to the Dharma teachings, and even we show a smiley face when we listen to the Dharma teachings.
다 라미 배 자첨보지라 배 치 유지대 나서와이나 다 대배 저런 그 동지 배 자첨보 쉬면서 내가 세지라 다 유지대 배 이빠 지소소가 실라 마보바 제대로 다보야 보제네 그 소소가 동야 초라 제마도 봐 초라 제마도 봐 소소가 자첨보 제대 자첨보 시바 나시로 다 상지가 뭐 최마보가 소리 최기 최대 내가 나시 제대로 보제네 대한들 앞에 치들라 상호단에 치가 된다는 치마제 치켜봐마도 치기 된다 되라고 다른 상호단에 제대로 보지야 수속이 치되게 된다데 상호단에 대 상호단과 나시 대 치기 된다라 수속이 냥상아야我的등등이 제대로 체크를 해야지 디지털 나시 치들라도 제대로 체크를 해서 다 수속이 태바상시 아 다치 태스상 대 유자 많이 봐 남의 땅 많이 봐 that 준비 간다 송고 준비 손에 상당히 지들라
Fourth line, while drinking the nectar of the words. So using the nectar as an example to describe the words of the teachings given by the lamas. So saying that this nectar is very precious, just like the nectar of immortality. So the nectar so to describe the words of the teachings is as precious like the nectar of immortality. So if we happen to have this nectar of immortality, then we will try to drink every drop of this nectar of immortality, right? We will not waste any drop of it, and then we will have high regard for this nectar of immortality, and then we regard it very precious, then we will cherish it very much, this nectar of immortality. So taking this as an example to describe how precious the words of the teachings is. So when we listen to the teachings given by the lamas, then not only we listen to the words of the teachings, and then we have to we have to think about it, contemplate the meaning of those words, and then not only we contemplate on the meaning of those words, then we have to put those meanings into practice. So we should not just have this kind of attitude that I have listened to the Dharma teachings already, then I can throw it away. Then I would just neglect or ignore those teachings that I have heard before. So this is not the right way to do in relation to the Dharma teachings. So we not only that we have to listen to the words of the teachings, we have to contemplate on the meaning, and then we put it into practice. So what it means is, it also shows that we have to we also have to keep those words with mindfulness in our mind.
다 간다 규법이 지지도 뒤서와야 다 간다 규법 취행게다 최모 보니가라 바이오 비트네 바이오 추단 팀바 그래서 바이오 추단 팀바 되게 규법이네 다 세다 나와니가 레바 때네 때 간다 니고래 해서 최대지 니고래 다 간다 제스 나와 있어서 콜라 당고 제스 나와게 쓰다서 콜라 시고요와 근데 당한도 된다 지방한도 디자 참만 보고요와 된다 들어와 최내다 또 그랬어 바이오 비페 규법이 돈에 세다 안 나와 레바데 세 나요와도 마소바 바 실로와 나요와도 마소바 세 나요와도 마소바 레바 템보체바 네바 로 템보체네 때 나와가 레바데 네바 뭐 들리지 그래 해서.
And next line, bow down in respect and concentration. So bow down in respect and concentrations refers to that we have to show respect to the teachings and the Dharma teachers as well. And we should act with a conscientiousness to the teachers and to the Dharma teachings, to the teachers and the Dharma teachings as well. So when we listen to Dharma teachings, then we should listen with concentrations. So not only our ears listen to the Dharma teachings, our mind have to pay attention to the Dharma teachings as well. So our ears listen carefully, listen well, and our mind being very stable and not being distracted. So we should listen with our ears and with our mind as well. So this is the advice given by Prince Chandra to son of Sudasa. However, this advice also is given to all of us as well.
다 디젤라 간다라도 당나 팀에 이세와데 다 간다 디시고레 로와 ngazobe 최니베깔라 셈버 또와다 가이토네 때깔라 최다 라마라 당완체바스 당완데 이치치바스 로와 당이 대바데 이치치베드네 또 근롱년바 다 간다 차소 니무지 원서 많이 봐 근롱베 말한 그 최년에 베나 내부내다라서 봐 최드니 리체드니서 해베나 최신의 나라 깨다 정보 차서 근데 근롱년바 정말 말와 데디게 에라도 지미 정말 매바서데 다 정말에 가서 최 내부내다라서 봐 최도 근롱 많이 봐 로와 내부내다라서 최도 많이 봐 내가 간다 차소 니무 안에서 많이 봐 어때 데디게 서로 가와다 쪼와다 당이 대바더니 그노 정말 비더니 주는 거래서 예수님.
Second line, with a stainless and pure mentality. So when we listen to Dharma teachings, then we should listen with a delightful mind. So when we listen to Dharma teachings, and then we should have this we also call pure faith. So pure faith or clear faith. So in other words, is the faith of admiring. So faith of admirations that we have talked about before. So there are three types of faith, right? So this is one of it, the faith of admirations. So when we listen to Dharma teachings, then we should develop the faith of admirations in the Dharma teachings, in the Dharma teachers as well. And then we also have to develop the faith of convictions in the teachings and the Dharma teachers. So this is what pure mentality refers to. So pure mentality or clear faith. So, and we also have to listen to Dharma teachings with stainless. So stainless here refers to motivations that is free from, free of afflictions. Listen to Dharma teachings with motivations that is free from afflictions, that is not afflicted by, for example, attachment or anger. So we should not listen to Dharma teachings in the wish of getting fame, and we should not listen to Dharma teachings in the wish of getting a gift and etc.
tembuchin nigurwa o da dewa da maybe tsine ba nashi eso so lami be chu sonya tela chu da chu da dren so nimbola the sano tone ya bo jete shine da bo jine nyen ba ase ji bu rese de tendi pe chu ne bala de ka da deba da kuba da rindo ji bi tone de ka da du chu ne ba ina eso so la ka da du da pe to da shine da ni ba yu rese o du chi shine.
Third line, as patients heed a doctor's words. So when we list, when the patients have some sickness, then he seek a doctor, and then he found a good doctor, and these doctors gives advice to the patient saying that you should take these medicines, and then you should avoid this food and those foods. So whatever advice given by the doctors, these patients will pay attention to the doctor's advice, right? And then he will practice, he will do exactly in order to recover from the sickness. So when we listen to Dharma teachings, then we should listen just like a patient heed a doctor's words. So the Dharma, the words of the teachings, and then the meanings of the teachings. So we have to listen to it, and then we have to contemplate it, then we have to put it into practice, then we have to cherish it, then we show respect to the teachings and the Dharma teachers as well. So this is how we should listen to the Dharma teachings. If we listen to Dharma teachings in this manner, then we will receive a benefit, and we will receive the blessings as well.
제목 구충서지 제목 구충서 제목서 지다 요모라고 이거로 와 제목서 요모 제목 구충서지 근데 요모시 요모 구충 제목 구충서 대포랑 최를 냥이 저기 배 야보 싶어 해도 최 저기 최 냥이 저기 야보 최 야보 신기들 다데 자부지기 배 로지여 잡아 자부 샤바스와 지기 그런 게 지모 지모스 마모도
기보 샤바
자부 샤바 자부 샤바다 자부 샤바디기 지모 지모들이 가신노네 다 제목 붙이잖아 최년가 로에서와 다 제목 붙이서와데 최 냥이 전부 최 희야 야보 싶어 들으려도 다코 요모선다 요모를 쓰다 그걸 그셔치는 마지네 최년 비가라 다 대당다 쥐랑 간리도는 그셔 마지가 진 최년 말해서 근데 최년이 그것도 최년 차이라 그들라 벤도다 신나다 또 받지라 각기 이유가 말해서 신나다 벤도 각기 중요 말했어 이 마중에 견제까지나 다 간다 먼저 수수기 때다 이치지사기 때 라마 대버지사기 때 최 본지다 개바 첨부 해두줄라 간다 쉬디 야 쉬가라 그 간다 근데 벤도 매바 근데 용어데 그 지금도 최로 그냥 부셔도 자원 제문도 와서 최 마거다 최 신경라 부셔 자원이 말이나 윤리지 가인 거래서 이제 윤리 영화 그래요 말해서 이제 부셔다 데비도네 그 최년이 대표도 전부 좋아해서
디 가서 디 기보당 주문은 줘라
지모서 다 그런데 통보 쉬지 전에 대표 최신계의 요모 제모 지레전에 그 부셔 맞지 같이 최신되고 한다 그런데 최신의 그거야 야 부셔 매봐
Yeah, so it's very important to listen to Dharma teachings with respect, and if we do not show respect to the teachings and the Dharma teachers, then there is a story about this as well, about this not showing respect to the teachings and Dharma teachers. So this story is about this lady called Jemo Kuchung. And this Jemo Kuchung, Jemo also has the meaning of servant. So this is a female servant, and her name is called Kuchung. So Jemo Kuchung, and she is a good practitioner. So he knows Dharma well. He has good knowledge of Dharma, and she also practiced Dharma well. And there was a king. So this king is called Gyebo Shakbo. So Gyebo Shakbo, and then he has many how say 주무 di kasa. Yeah. So this king has many wives, and then they need the teachings. So they went to this female servant Kuchung, Jemo Kuchung, for the teachings, for receiving the teachings. So, however, they do not show respect to the Jemo Kuchung, because this Jemo Kuchung is a female servant, so they do not have the respect for the Dharma teachers, which is the Jemo Kuchung. So after they receive teachings from Jemo Kuchung, and there is no benefits that this king and their wives receive, and his wife receives. There is no realizations developed, and there is no benefits received as well. So the reason why they do not receive blessings, they do not receive benefits, and they do not develop realization is because they do not show respect to the Dharma teachers. Though they receive from Jemo Kuchung, however, they do not have respect for the Dharma teachers. So after showing respect to the Jemo Kuchung, then they receive those benefits, they receive those realizations, and then they receive the blessings.
근데 소자 당한 그 최년에 수수배 소스나 랍침부시 위사회에서 가서 최 개발지하러와 근데 가서 가시기 하마원에들이 당에 최 10년 만에 단단고 지금도 단다 경고 지금도 이 단다 맞지들이 다 최년에 강지에서 근데 진짜 주소는 이거로 다 최년에 가정이 단다는 거지 지금도 미신다는 최년 신신 말이스 내가 알아가 최년에 가르치에서 어디서 디시네를 로지비트리 요래로 로지 가당 라마스 로지도 지요래 근데 구바시고 해서 그래 간다 최년 바대 점집에 세널랍 첨부 사바 초랍 첨부 사바 디바 업 첨부 백한다 정박이 비니버 시요리 해서와 배샤와이나 가서 최년사라베 다 건바 줄라한다고 지는 도구나 스스로 나나 파진 도구나 배샤와이나 다 타림보 배 주지지유리나 도구나 다 까마리라 코 간다 피현 삼지 못 잡아리리 요리스고 스스로 건바 지고야라 피현다 납치모 요리에서 또 건바 자라 피현자 배 납치모 오다 든디기 피현 납치모 요리에서 취 시야 취 시바마지 스스로 취 시야게 공부지의 판로비가라 취지지고나 취지지게 개잘랍 정보사 까망한거나 까망한 개잘랍 정보사 근데 든디기 예서 삽치고 정보사 요래서 뭐
So, listening to Dharma teachings, the benefits or the accumulations of merits that we will receive is unimaginable, and so even some of us might have this thinking, might have this thought, thinking that even though I listen to the Dharma teachings, I also don't understand. So, what is the point of listening to listening to the Dharma teachings again? So, if we have this thought, and even saying that, I also don't know how to explain it to others as well. So if we have this thought and then we stop ourselves from listening to the Dharma teachings, then this is accused by Katamba Lamas that saying that this is very stupid, because just merely listening to the Dharma teachings itself, the benefits that you will receive, the blessings that you will receive, the realizations that you will develop, and the negativities that will be purified is extensive, is great. So just by listening to the Dharma teachings, it has those great benefits. And if for the sake of receiving teachings, then even if we take one step towards the teaching side, so if it's quite far away from us, that if, for example, if it takes 1 hour, so each step we take, we receive benefits. So if we, for the sake of receiving teachings, so each step we take, then each step we receive benefits, we accumulate roots of virtue. So each minute we take to, we walk to the teaching site, or we travel to the teaching sites, each minute we accumulate great roots of virtue. So for example, if we take one step, then we receive one benefit. And if we take 100 steps towards the teaching side for the sake of receiving the Dharma teachings, then we receive hundreds of benefits, 100 times of benefits.
먼저 최ሾ고 소소 계좌 사업이 취를 판도야 등지 상당하게 당 안쪽에 지난주에 칼라르지 신부지 사고에나 칼라 수보를 쥐어봐 폐봐 등지 사고여봐 이나야 오 다딩이 칼라도 때 나가 수보도 때 야고 차야 니제보 차야 인제보 차야 등지 상황 해봐지 등지 상황 해봐이나 차송하는 거서 상황대 차비용하는 거서 차송 내무정하는 거서 상황대와 다 칼라 야고 삐다고 쥐여봐지 수보라 펴봐지 덴디지 사고여나 땅이 칼라들 스타네 니 수보데 에 소속에 차고 야보지 수 야보지 속에서 갈래가 가리나 제토바지 준세 가이스나 니 수보디 야보지 최대지 야보지 소토바이나 내가 그냥 최 간디지 두나 나로 두티야기 니바디 요사리 에테니 덴디게 꾸노크니 칼라사디 동야지나 수보를 쥐어봐지 내가 수보도 야보지 차와이나 나 수보도 최대 야보지 좀바이나 내가 최지야라 때 강인해봐 최대 야보지 제도야게 내 니바디 요사리 에테니 덴디게 꾸노도네 칼라사와 뚱바시바이나 왔다 최란도 왔다 게자 사야란 누구여래 디베사란 누구여 다 소소페 지보 이용하다 수보 차보 차야다 가원 로그는 로 두를 상상하지 덴디장지 꾸노구나 다 차송하는 거 사람마도 게자긴도야 말.
Yeah. So I mentioned this a few times before, that when we have to integrate Dharma practice in our daily lifestyle. For example, when we eat food, then we can practice Dharma. When we drink water, we can practice Dharma. When we work, then we can also apply Dharma in it as well. So whatever things, whatever actions that we do, we can integrate or apply Dharma in it or Dharma practice in it. Like take eating delicious food, for example. So a food that is very delicious and that is very nutritious as well. So it will nourish our bodies. So when we eat this nourishing and nutritious and delicious food, and we should not eat it with the motivations that I want to become very beautiful, I want to become very handsome. And if we eat food with these motivations, then this act of, because of these motivations, then this act has fall under the category of attachment. So it is affected or afflicted by the afflictions, which, for example, attachment. And because of this, then we do not accumulate any roots of virtue by eating the delicious and nutritious food. So that includes drinking as well. So what kind of motivations that we should have when we eat delicious food or drink a very nice cup of tea or coffee is, I drink this or I eat this food so that I will have a healthy body, so that I will have a good body, so that I can accomplish any Dharma practice. So I can engage in any Dharma practice without any hardships. So if you have these motivations, when we eat food or drink water or do whatever kind of do all sorts of activities with these motivations, then these actions will accumulate roots of virtue.
나도 주티비 비행도 시부래 우마 로비 이니기 간다 뭉 그래서 현대난 와 뭉 현대난에 그 다디서도 간다 샤지기 와 뭉 현대난가 다디 샤프레디 고바해서 뭉 현대난가 다 현대난가 다디 프렌티 고니 다 프렌티 고니 데 프렌티 고니 간다 딜라페 슈뭉 태하게 데니 태바텔라티니 프렌데 마 시리카라 지와 간라스나 지와페 호빈 로디스와 지게다 전부 든지 잡아내서 그렇고 베게자랍 전부 그 지와라니고 호빈 로디스 든지페 취취야페 최바페 푸드 중앙지 든지 잡아내서 그래 간다 빈 와 호베 이네 간나 뭉 참아를 현대인데 된다는 샤 프레 오바 찬사 내 거기 찬사 거기 내가 그런 마신도도 예달랍 전부터 니지 사들했어. 다 간다 쿠샤이 대바 진시도 말에 각기 신고 말에 태바상지 두스 대바 간다 니가 야친구 사리했어. 다 샤디게 거기 도와 코로나때 꾸롱님마다 각기 요마로와 각기 매와 손자 어디 따바리게 로비이네기 내사들라 두스 니는 두스 파샤샤 내성부 두스 사르시고
So regarding the benefits of listening to Dharma teachings is one of the benefits of listening to the Dharma teachings is also described in the story of Vasubandhu. So this Vasubandhu, he recite 100,000 verses of Bhakya-paramita Sutra. So this Vasubandhu he recited 100,000 verses of Bhakya-paramita Sutra. So when he was reciting this sutra, then there was a pigeon nearby. So this pigeon nearby will listen to his recitations. So by listening to the recitations of Bhakya-paramita Sutra recited by the Vasubandhu, then this pigeon itself also accumulate great roots of virtue. So he create a good karma of listening to the recitations, and this pigeon also left a good imprint in his mind. So because this pigeon do not have any bad motivations when he listened to the Dharma teaching, so just by listening to the recitations recited by the Vasubandhus, then this pigeon itself accumulated great roots of virtue, extensive roots of virtue. Then this pigeon died then later this pigeon died, and he was reborn as a great scholar. So Loven Flodin. So and then I say he took a rebirth and then become a great scholar, and his name was Loven Flodin.
그러니까 취해봐 그 비에도스 여러서 간다 게lun치기로와 딱 게lun치긴 도디바 도디바도서 현대 남들 해서 도디바치 딱 게lun긴 도디바치 현대 나이가라 그러니까 샤 티바히와치 샤 든지 거니 이 샤되게 힘들게 물리토에서 빠샤데 이 도디바치 빠샤데 물리토바다 딱 베바치 간다 두스 거니 베바치 거니 베바데 마신들 하일 지워를 해서 이 간다 든지네 간다 샤도 속에나 퇴바던지 두스 배우는 거를 배울랍 침보들 이거를 당한서 취 퇴바마지 취비 된다 상도 당기네로 와 다 배우 될 식으로 와
So there's another story about a monk, a fully ordained monk. Then he was reciting the collections of sutra. So when he was reciting, then they are animal beings nearby. Then they also heard the recitations as well. So one of the animal beings was a fish. Then he listened to the recitations of the sutra, and he left a good imprint in the mind of the fish, and this fish later died and born as a human being. And there is also frog. This happened to hear the recitations as well. And when this frog died, then this frog was reborn as God beings. So this is the benefits of just listening to the Dharma itself. So we as a human beings, not only we listen to Dharma teachings and we contemplate the meaning of those Dharma words as well. So the benefits that we will receive is greater than that.
대 피해 치워서 개발에 상주대 상노다와 대 피해 치워서 와 피해 치워 다 상노다 될에 상노다에 된데라 bomje바데 상노다에 된다니야 될라 bomje바데 될 피해 치워서 다 공제바자마제 공제비 된데라 되네 수고 지라 똑바치야 아 똑바치와이나 될 치워제 피해 니바 치워서 와 당가서 개발에 Samba Nibache, Sambale Gomba Nibache, Gombale in a Jula Tobachia, and Nibachi, that was a shadow Surakanda, Gunonki Kushegumari, that was a Nandoki Yusmarako, Roa, Nando in a coach, that Digma, heard of Rakoshina, the Namara. Oh, this was that the Sula Pento, the Tangazope, and Mune, Shona, Kasam Tibama, the Tantalas. Sanotamaze, della Bomjing, Gojebamaze, Gila Tobaching, the Ure, or the Lisonza, then Manzope, Mantuchi, Tesang was the chair, the Pinchamo to the Ezra. Tangazo, Tisa, reaching the Junchamo you were. That chair Tebachina, Dandano Kogumu, Shini Shigumudu, Durpe, and Lelocho on the shooting word. The Zurpe Gage Chimbo.
Yeah, so those animal beings, they listen to the recitations itself. So they do not know how to set a good motivations to for listening the recitations, right? So however, they also do not have all sorts of conceptual thoughts as well. So they are not scared of the recitations. Then otherwise, then they would have those birds or fish. They would have flee away, right? So just listen to the recitation itself have such great benefits. So don't mention that we as a human beings, we listen to Dharma teachings and then we contemplate the meaning of those words. So we talk about listen to Dharma. We talk about listening, contemplations and meditations, right? So the later ones, the benefits is greater than the previous ones. So what does it mean is when we listen to Dharma teachings, the benefits that we would the benefits or the roots of virtue that we will accumulate is great. So, however, compared to contemplate the meaning of those words, the contemplate on the meanings of those words, the benefits and roots of virtue that we will accumulate is greater than just listening to the Dharma teachings itself. And compared to contemplations, meditating on the meaning of those words the benefits is even greater. So compared to meditations, develop realizations in our mind stream, the benefits is even greater than the previous ones. So listening to the Dharma teachings, contemplate on the Dharma, on the meanings of the teachings, meditate on the meanings of the teachings, and then we develop develop realizations in our mind. So the later ones develop more, the later ones, the benefits that we will receive is greater than the previous ones. So nowadays, there are, probably some of us or many others, they probably have this thinking that, I do not want to listen to the Dharma teachings because even though I listen to it, I don't understand. I do not understand the meaning and etc. So if we take this as a reason for not listening to the Dharma teachings, then we already fall under the control of laziness. So I will stop here for question and answer. And next week, I'm going to talk about giving up the 3 faults of a vessel and relying on the 6 perceptions or ideas. So that is under the divisions of indications of how to listen in general. So this is very important. The 3 faults of vessels and relying on the 6 perceptions are very important points or topic that we have to understand. So I will discuss it in coming class.
Geshe-la, good evening. I have a question, more of a clarification. Regarding the points to avoid, point number 2 was mentioned as not to question the Lama's lineage. I want to know, my question basically is there a difference between questioning a Lama's lineage and investigating a Lama's lineage? Because I think even in FPMT centers, I think we do not allow any Lama to just come and teach, because they all go through a vetting process of, determining that they are suitable to be teachers in our centers. So in the same way, I think students, I think somewhere it says in the Vinaya that a student is entitled to spend up to 12 years to check the qualification of a teacher before accepting such a person as a teacher. So does this in any way contradict to this point?
Ini ditanggi ini tinninga ina di pesi di sungai sara jigma wa se tero isla jigma wa ina ini di jigma wa se jigma wa ini di daya yo maris ini di yana kongi tsi ina di nganzo di takji chia yo marisa ini di toba saya yo maris tunda di ina di kaza kanisa inji di tsi ina di konzo lineage beju tangi yo re jigsa di ini di Cuba gi chani shigi yo re inji Cuba ina di yang kaza jigma wa da ini di Cuba gi inji ina di Cuba di city yo res ini di Cuba di xiewa ina de xiewa ina ini pena xia na so FPMT di choso ina ini kangjuman kaza di lama sui ina ini so di den shu choi ma ro ini so di kaza di daji chene ini daji chene ini di kaza lama kashi gi ini di den shu yo re ma do ini di sui na yang den shu choi ma ro ini di dua nang lo la den shi yo re lama cheni tinjia lama cheni yo ro ini di lo chuni gi phadu ini di cheni tema de cheni na tema de ini di daji che choi ro ini tanda di jigma wa se de ini di jigma wa ma ta sa de ini di deni ki wa do ri res jigma wa de da anything lama ki Cuba da wo lama ki Cuba da anything kong so ge chenyi tema den yi ko la ta chi chia anything ni kiwa do ma re kiwa yunas
the rima was a ngazo rima se wa de ngazo chida de ki shi ora uma lo ju de ma do de ri thoa re de rima wa de jiba ki shi go ro da che shin ge de ri thoa ina jiba ri thoa ina da ma wa ina da koran ge chi shi de za chen bo song za koran nya ne chen bo song za de la ko rima wa de se ne ni che ni ge mi se ne de lo ru ma re se go de lo ru ma se dan do wa ngazo shi ya na lo chi ngazo do wa ge Lamar to chida ngazo lama shewri di shigore ngazo doa ge lamar chok ma lomal pe ta domba na wode lama de lo cheshin da buji dagal hang rese ji o kishi shigore lo chi membe chini doa nyamba chine lo chi lam ba se ngazo kishi shigore
e lo ju yi de
o lo chu ni nyamba chone da lo chi lam ba de kiche yore de so de sherang lo haris to shera kis lo hare wa ngazo de megi ma nyamba zoa la kiche shigore danda de ngazo di shigore去年啥的不강사人头没给下来吧去但多이나 간다 강사人头没给下来有嘛去学啥拉马的人头이나人马이나 다 그人马的你去你的그人头的你去你的是呢这老人马的是拉马的是呢是吧这老人马的是个这个怕多个是觉得怕多个是个
yeah So regarding this lower lineage, so in general they use the word lower lineage. So but you can also understand this low lineage as low caste. So this is happens in how say in the old in the ancient India. Then they have this castes, and then they regard those low castes. Then they do not have respect for the low caste, and then they have high regard for the those high castes and etc. So when we listen to Dharma teachings, that we should not have any concern for the caste, or as in general, they use the word lineage. So do not have any concern for the caste or lineage of the Dharma teachers. So we should listen to the Dharma. We should listen to the Dharma teachings given by Dharma teachers, because of the Dharma teachings is precious. So the Dharma teachers have good knowledge and practice well, and then we should listen. Then we should listen to the Dharma teachings, because of the preciousness of those Dharma teachings. We should not think that this Dharma teachers is of low caste, then I don't want to listen Dharma teachings. I don't want to receive teachings from this teacher, and since this teacher comes from high caste, then I receive Dharma teachings from these teachers from high caste. So we should not have such motivations, or should not have such thought. So regarding the checking qualifications of the teacher mentioned in the Vinaya, that say that even if it was takes 12 years to check or investigate the qualifications of the teacher, then is not so much related here. Lama sewa den doan shiba in lama mambo rimanda others. Nature lama sewa something lama sewa Lopez Kimbo sewa manda mambo yours. That is the social church manda yours. Yeah, so in Vinaya text, it talks about the qualifications of lamas, or it talks about the qualifications of teachers, right? So however, these qualifications of teacher can be divided into many different types. Like for example, the qualifications for abbot is different from the qualifications of a master. So they have different qualifications required for different teachers or lamas, or different how say status, for example, abbot or masters. And in the coming Lamrim text, then we are going to talk about these qualifications of the teachers as well. And however, here it specifically refers to the qualifications of a Mahayana teacher.
근데 리마와 세와 데마서 노안 시바 니시바는 지바지장에서 라마 라마 신다 신바이나 간다 소소 라마들 리마와 토아리네 리마와 진 취니금이서 데 도구야 데 도와다 대바지주 가와시네 지바지장에서 네 참말 지바지장에서 데 네바사 지바지장에서 간다 릴 따오가 말서 릴 싸워는 상지 수가 말로 데 지바지장에서 이나 지당 취신서 라마다 법인지 취신 상고야 말로 디시어스 거로 나저 리 탑에 도와는 시바이는다 딜라 티베치미 쇼는 시바이는 가와는 시바이는 지바지장에서 리 탑에 자원이 다 연말에서
Yeah, so regarding how's it the low lineage or low caste that we have just explained, so is regardless is in the Vinaya text or in the how's it in the Hinayana text or Mahayana text is the same, that we should not have any concern for Dharma teachers. We should not have any concerns about the caste of a Dharma teacher. So we should not think about this teacher is from high caste and I receive teachings from him. Then this teacher is of low caste and I don't want to receive teachings from him. So we should not have any concern about the caste of the Dharma teachers. And this is commonly mentioned in the text, that it is, if we were to do so, then it becomes negativities.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cái này inji city này thì lineage thì city bây giờ đang ngoài này thì Cuba thì thuyền đạo rồi, Lama Cuba đã vậy nè, Lama Cuba thì
Rima thì inji city này, Jipa mà Rima là thôi cái gì đó.
Tại vì cái section là chỉ bây giờ đang vậy, inji section là chỉ bây giờ đang vậy, tại vì last yes.
Yeshila. Yeah. Listening to the Dharma teachings with different types of motivation. That's my question. Number one is listening to the Dharma from somebody one regards as one's Lama or one's teacher or one's guru. And the other way is the motivation of just listening for the sake of knowledge. Can Geshe differentiate between these two? Listening to the teaching as one's Lama and listening to the teachings with the motivation of just to learn without regard whether the teacher is one's Lama or not one's Lama. You got that? Two motivations, two different motivations.
Yeah, ini di chuyện du kunlung de jamin da yoro, ini di kunlung tanda ini di kunlung ni de shaje, ini di keba kari yome di kisah lagi di sini kabro na, ini ngau kasa cuma lama jiba, lama jimba ro, lama jimba ina, ini di chuyện bata, ini ni bati di cuma lama jimba, ini di kasa去过了去切度的年外呢那的去그래서 이 장애의切度 ini di年外呢的kepa kari yo na tambo ini di lama lima jibata ini di niba di lama imba di ma jibata
da der soso ge tambo 추신게 건강 소소 때 최도 근지신의 최년 쪽으로 대 인지민지 lama 지고마 다 lama 마 지바이나 콜라 간다 쥔줘야 말 소소게 최소와 쥔줘바이나 추신게 되게 쥔줘바이나 때 소소로 신라 된 조금 말해 와 소소로 신len 조가 깔래가고 레시고 그 쥔줘바이나 야 콜라 배 최다 제바 콜라 최다 지네 컨디션 근데 그놈 연방하게 그 최최랑 야부 요즘 마틴 콜배 논주도 버치네 최다 지나 그 정도 말해서 다 소소 라마 마이나 그 말해서 라마 이나도 쥔 전부 이거로 와 라마 이바이나다 때 내가 차침보 싸워 라마 마이바이나 라마라 내가 나시도 싸우고 말이데 인나고 만디바 차다 내가 싸우고 소소 군홍 연병하게 뒤쳐바이나 다 간다 대 마이바 그 소소의 마음 바나페 라마 띠고도 상한테 내가 라마 비바이나 그 소소 최니 그 최니네 그 소소의 최라 님보 된답스다 고아 练투바다 야보 소소게 배 생라 총바지 따단 리스 상사지 정바이나 데서라 마티 조고 요상 딘디기 치에도 녀바이나 단 리구여레스 딘디 돈 제바치는 리구여레스 와 제바치는 리구여레 마치당 가서 군용 님비왕 제바치는 딘디고 말했어 달라모 마이나 데 제바치나 도스치나 쥐 논정이 거 라모 많이 바이나 달라마 이나는 니 첨보로 와 니 첨보로 와.
So in general, when we listen to the Dharma, when we listen to Dharma teachings, then we can regard the Dharma teacher as our Dharma friends. So we can regard the Dharma in general. We can regard the Dharma teachers as our Dharma friends. And then, even though we do not regard the Dharma teachers as our Lama, however, we should not criticize them as well. So if we criticize the Dharma teachers, then So definitely we will not receive the blessings from the Dharma teachers. And besides that, we should not have the motivations, bad motivations, wanting to check the Dharma teachers, so whether he is qualified or not. So with bad motivations, then we check the Dharma teachers whether he is qualified or not. So if we have bad motivations, checking the Dharma teachers, then if the Dharma teachers is not our lamas, then we will accumulate negativities. So if we already regard the Dharma teachers as our lamas, and then we still check the Dharma teachers with bad motivations, then the negativities that we will accumulate is even greater. So if we do not we can check whether the teacher is qualified or not. Like for example, do I understand the teachings, and when I listen to teachings, benefits and etc. So you do check on the qualifications of the Dharma teachers. However, is not with bad motivations. So the correct motivations could be I might rely on this Dharma teacher as my Lama or as my guru. So with these motivations, then you check the Dharma teachers, then this will not become a negativities.
So Geshe-la, with proper motivation, with with good motivation, without any disregard for the teacher, it is all right just to listen to the Dharma for knowledge and regarding the teacher as a Dharma friend. That's what Geshe-la is saying, isn't it? In other words, so long as your motivation is not negative, that it is perfectly okay whether you regard the teacher as your Lama or you just regard the teacher as just a Dharma friend and you are learning the Dharma knowledge. That's what I want to clarify, right? Because so long as certain Lamas give teachings, there are no conditions, then we have the choice of listening to the teaching without regarding the Dharma, the teacher as your Lama, but only as a Dharma friend. But there are certain setups or certain teachings or certain organization that insist that you must take the Lama, even for sutra teachings, the Lamrim, as you have to regard the Lama as your teacher as a Lama, then you have the option of listening or not listening, isn't it? So this is I want to clarify for the sake of all the students, these two ways of listening to Dharma.
Thì rằng thì cái Loma hiện đại cái chế độ này thì cái là thì cái rằng sẽ bộ sửa cái chế độ này, này cái sinh hoạt cái quân long nhân bản面na, này thì chưa mau à thì Lama thì mà chỉ vậy na, này thì chưa cái rằng thì chưa cái过来này thì加cái chế độ thì trong này thì chưa nhân vậy na, thì cái đấy này thì này thì bên trong này này 주로 인바니 디지기요나 디낭다요 말이스 디디기로 가이스나 초초 카시기 야나 가자 초초 야나 초바 카시기 야나 카시기니 가자 공조 직람다고 네 데데 요바체 양 추슈와이나 인지민지 디라마 인바 지고레사
데도 그 말스 먼저 추이 실라 인짐 질라마 자원이 지금 말스 데다 먼저 제바 제거서 요라 담보니고 먼저 제바 제거서 왜래 데 자원이 지금 말스고 소소 라마 템발랑 뭐만 뭐 시사를 라마 티 차이 제라 데 내가 가지 요메 데 담보니 시고로 데 뭐 지랑 가서 제라 내고로 어디 가서 담보 최도 치네去年 디고에서 취부 조본 디시자 다 최도야 보니 디게 코 최도 잡가 이제 최시야의 자칭부식으로 와 시야의 자칭부식으로 코 최도야 보니 디시자 네 콜라페 가주 가면 쥐마제 바지 쥐마지 최도야 보니 디게 라마땡와요 말이고 그래서 슈라 소소라 펜보다 센라 펜보다 소소 그냥내라 펜보야 보지 봐 당연히 다네 말아가 라마땡은 리서스 중바이나 그래서 된줄 말이고 예, 근데 라마틴 리서에서 소소급에 근데 타치네 그 시지쇼로가 지시는데 라마 차사레스고 데 제라 데 제바치게 요마스 제라
라로디 제와
데 차사레스 라론 데 차사레스고 그 라마 팀이 타치네 데 시지지시는데 라론 데 차사고
Yeah, that is correct. When we listen to Dharma teachings, it's not necessary that we have to regard the Dharma teachers as the guru or lamas. So we can regard the Dharma teachers as the Dharma friends. The reason of regarding the Dharma teachers as our Dharma friends is because the teachings that the teachers explains is precious. So because of this, then we can regard the Dharma teachers as our Dharma friends. So. And though we do not regard the Dharma teachers as our lamas or guru, however, we should not criticize them as well. So in later part of this text, and it talks about the qualifications of the guru. Then we have to investigate and etc. So after you investigate and the Dharma teachers and the Dharma teachings is beneficial to your mind, then you can regard the Dharma teachers as your guru or lamas. So this is after you investigate. So after you investigate, then you want to regard the Dharma teachers as your lamas. Then you can have these motivations that I'm going to regard these Dharma teachers as my lamas. Then with these motivations, then you receive the teachings of one verse from these Dharma teachers. Then the Lama disciples relationship will establish.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
thank you.
Can you ask Geshe-la, sometimes we have such deep reverence for a certain teacher that we find it so precious. We do not have to tell that teacher that I want to take you as my root guru. I think from the student side, with a pure motivation, we can regard that teacher as one of our important root guru that has bring so much Dharma importance into one's life. Thank you. Right? That means I will take that teacher as my root guru without even having to tell that teacher that, he is my root guru.
Yeah. Ini di cawe lama yang di daga nang sing rawa gisla. Ini di kunlong di yoba cie di kata cuma wati cawe lama tinggi is. Ini di kunlong di yune chus shuai na di yang di rawa di inji yang di kata misegi yang di kata cuma wati la kira kata di cawe lama tinggi is. Ini di sungguh marah. Di singguh marah.
Susu kunlong terus tapi tak cewa ina. Yeah, that
is correct. If you have that motivations of regarding someone as your root guru, then it's not necessary that to speak it out or to inform the teacher.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's do this stuff here.
Thank you. Yeah.
So thank you, Geshe-la.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
That dedication is
right.
I'm going to do it. Watch it. The rolling gates of the Latini, they can't check them by the door. Then Zangindla, 만두 담게 라서 마요하다 디치 동아지 다 메시 체도미네 아주 주전들한 데와터비 인데와터비 다 신치 체는 데바 근데 요레스 체제스 다 산지 분반 여도 토야 디치다 다 단단 네바 취소고 데와터는 게 네바스도 봐 니시데라 반 여도 토네 그 디치 피슨 좀 봐요 디치 참 모아치르치스.
So we conclude this session with dedications. So we dedicate these roots of virtue accumulated, especially through these Dharma discussions, these Dharma teachings. We dedicate it for Buddha Dharma to flourish. We also dedicate it for all sentient beings to have happiness. We also dedicate these merits for the world peace, and may happiness prevail in the world. May the world be free of natural disasters and conflicts. Wars and conflicts and etc. So we also dedicate these roots of virtue for those who have connections with these Dhamma centers, with LDC. So for those who have already passed away, so may they quickly obtain a good basis, and upon which achieve the state of enlightenment. And for those who are sick right now, who have some sickness, then may they be quickly free from these sicknesses, and may their lives be filled with happiness.
Dāgē jēnyē sāgē gyō dē tēndāng dō gōng lā kāmbē nā chēpā jēsū lō sāng chāpā yī tēmbē nyēmbō rīndō sē jē shō chāng jō sēm jō rīmbō jē mā kē pā nā kē kyō jē kē pā nyā mā mē pā yāng kō nē kōng dō bē wā shō jāmbē pā yō jē tā kēng pā tāng kōng dō sāng bō tē āng tē shēng tē tē tā kōng kē jē sō tā lō jē kē wā tē tā tāng jē rā tō ngō nī tā wā rīmbō jē mā kē pā nā kē kyō Kiba nyamba me bayang kone kondo bewa sho ni tawa rimbo che ma ke bana ke kyo je kiba nyamba me bayang kone kondo bewa sho chamje jagwe ke we ten zi kyo be we ku se do bo ze cho son ku we le me tu ju ba da zo de je ken do sha de sho ni je song do ju be lang chi je se se kan je jen de gen cha na be mo ten zi ga zo la so wa de so she de lu ro sho ji de kan de ben de ma lu ba kan le jong we sam be yi shin no ka de so me den ze ga zo la so wa de so yu je lu ro sho ga ra ra ye ko ye shin kan de ben dang de wa ma lu jong we ni chi re se wa den ze ga zo ye cha be si de pa do den gyu ji. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, everyone.